of becoming a police officer. And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Joining me now, Fox News anchor Julie Banderas, along with federal elections correspondent Brianna Lyman. All right, so I wish we didn't show DJ, but I'm sure everyone saw it.
I was going to say, because I was waiting for that moment, but everybody has seen it.
Right,
I mean, everybody that didn't watch it live has seen it today play over and over and over. First of all, the look of shock on his face that's what got us all, right? I mean, I had goosebumps everywhere. Yeah. And then his dad, that as a parent, just seeing how proud and happy his dad was, just knowing behind the scenes how hard this family has had it and how many awful things that they've been through since 2018 when he was diagnosed. So that was just the sweetest moment. What's really not sweet and what's really sick is that the fact that not one Democrat in there had the heart to sympathize for this man who has a son who has been living with brain cancer off and on since 2018.
Yeah.
That was disheartening and disgusting.
It was. And Brianna, when he hugged the guy, it's just a beautiful thing.
It is. And when he tapped the shoulder of the guy who got into West Point, that was so important because, one, it was just pure innocence.
We're colleagues now.
Exactly, but it also highlights the best of America, right? These are just two individuals, different races, and they still have the same common goal. They want to protect this country in some capacity. So I think it's really beautiful to see at such a young age.
And you were really hot on the tariff part of this.
I was. I thought Donald Trump spoke really eloquently about the tariff thing. And I think it's important because people don't want to talk about this. But Donald Trump is using tariffs to protect our national interests. And when Donald Trump does it, it's decried as a national disaster, an economic disaster by the same people who ignored the economic disaster under Joe Biden. But when Canada implements a 245.5% tariff on cheese, 277% on ice cream, and 298.5% on butter, it's about protecting their national interests.
Yeah, I always wonder why the dairy farmers had so much juice up in Canada. So one of the things we talk about Friday, we get the jobs report, right? And businesses have been complaining for a while. Maybe it's just that it's just old folks, Julie, like me, but that the workers have gotten a little bit lazy here. I want to read you one of my favorite memos. This is from a guy named Ace Greenberg, and he said that, listen, our firm needs to hire from within, right? He says it's okay if someone has an MBA, right? But that we really need to be looking for people with PSD. Poor, stupid, and determined, right? So, I mean, but is there something to being poor, smart, and have a deep desire to become rich? Is there something, though, toward this sort of grit, do you think, out there that are we missing that sort of grit, you think?
I mean, the pandemic really did our country a disservice. But I think that a lot of these workers that don't want to work need to find another job where you don't have to work, maybe part-time, or give it to somebody who wants to work full-time. I think part-time work for full-time pay doesn't make sense.
Right.
And I think people are lazy, and that's the bottom line. I mean, whatever happened to working 40 hours plus a week, 60 hours apparently is the optimum number of hours per week where you get the best productivity. And you've got people that don't even want to work 40 hours a week.
Sergey Brin said that just recently. But here's the thing. On Wall Street, Goldman Sachs is really known for working their first-year workers. So they just did an internal survey, and on average, they were working 96 hours a week, getting 5 hours of sleep, and then getting up at 3 a.m. That's their average. Now, I think about that because Gen Z also says that they're embracing micro-retirement.
Yeah, what the heck is that? Micro-retirement.
Let me tell you something. I am not micro-retired right now. But what's really concerning is that this micro-retirement, which says you can go on extended 6 months vacation, what have you, this is being fueled and really popular on TikTok. TikTok, which is controlled by our adversary. Of course, they want to put this in the algorithm to encourage the next American generation to not be hardworking, to be weak, and not to innovate. When on the other side, they use the Chinese version of TikTok. They science, math, innovation, ingenuity.
Right.
They're trying to set up America for a poor future. They're grooming us, yes.
Okay, Chinese Americans are not lazy.
No, not Chinese Americans.
No, I know. I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm saying when you talk about China, though, like that's a great point.
That is a culture.
Is that TikTok is advocating for less work and equal, if not more pay.
Right.
But I think that Chinese Americans are a great example as to what that should not look like. Going to school way more hours than Americans.
Less than 30 seconds.
Okay.
Here's a way around that. Citigroup accidentally sent someone $81 trillion.
Oh, God.
$81 trillion. It took them 90 minutes before they were caught. How much of that would you have spent by the time they caught you up? I would have been like, I would have spent, I would have had at least